Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to be here with another game of Dota. A little bit delayed due to the fact that Goomba Gaming kind of locked themselves out of the house, or at least managed to, but still, this is going to be our latest game of Dota. Going to be best of 3 in the semi-finals of the DGM Deadly Gaming Cup. And we're now starting to get into the really good teams who've, beaten their way through, done all the stuff they needed to, and now they're right here, and, they're in this best of 3, one match away from getting into the, I think it's going to be might actually be the actual finals. I think this is the winners semi, so they've got one more game in the winners bracket to play. As well, going to be seeing these first few picks coming out. This is Beijing going to be casting here on Rasmus TV, and sadly I'm not joined by anyone this time. Solo casting this time. Doing it solo and live. So yeah, we are going to be seeing the first few picks coming out from the Goomba Gaming and Duza Gaming squads, with the Adventure Spray and Centaur being picked up. Now, that's an interesting combo coming out right there, as a Centaur getting picked up very, very quickly. Obviously, this is actually going to be the first match on the Deadly Gaming Cup, or at least the second match, as there was one previous earlier today in the losers bracket. That's going to be in the new 6.83 patch. Obviously, the 6.83 patch brought a whole bunch of new changes, or at least, it wasn't quite as drastic as 6.82, due to the fact it didn't change everything, everywhere, ever. But at the same time, there have been quite a few changes. You've seen Bloodseeker added as a captain's mode, so it's going to be a bit interesting to see, do any of the teams decide to pick that stuff up? As we are going to see the Tidehunter picked up in response to that, and Tidehunter really get a small ban in the last patch, but at the same time, or at least small nerf in the last patch, but at the same time, not really a lot. And if we have a look at quick stats, as we do see that the Tidehunter had his base movement speed reduced by 5, and the Ravage damage reduced a little bit as well. So the second 2 levels of Ravage used slightly less. Having said that, they weren't the reasons why Tidehunter were picked up, as in, I don't really see those bans affecting anything in terms of his pick rate, just simply because, yes, his movement speed means he's a little more killable, but he's still very survivable with his Kraken Shell, still very annoying with his Anchor Smash. And the Ravage, you don't really pick it up for the damage, don't get me wrong, the damage is awesome, but you mostly pick it up due to the huge stun it does. For 2 seconds stun, AoE of 1 billion. As we're going to be seeing a few more picks, it's going to be the Lycan getting banned out, along with the Witch Doctor and Necro on the opposite side, and the Elder Titan getting removed from Duza Gaming squad. And Elder Titan, one of those heroes that really has kind of varied popularity, but has seemingly found its way onto the current meta, with just being very popular due to that natural order. Now we are going to be seeing the Rubik and Scarlet Mage picked up retrospectively for Duza Gaming and Goomba Gaming, and Goomba Gaming picking up that Rubik. Now it's interesting to note, the Rubik did get a small buff in the last patch. His Aghanim Scepter is now a lot better, the cooldown reduced from 5 to 2, and the mana cost for Fade Bolt is no longer 150 at all levels, but scales up for 120.
10 seconds remaining.
As you can see that there, it goes from 120, 130, 140, 150. In the meanwhile, the Scarlet Mage had his agility reduced by about 5, which I guess it reduces the survivability a little bit, in terms of he's got slightly less armor, but at the same time, that's not really why you pick up Scarlet Mage either. He's still an amazing hero just because of his silence, mostly, and the fact he's so good at nuking down opposing heroes, and just being a really annoying harassment with that Arcane Bolt. It's actually worth noting that one of the heroes picked up here, the Centaur Warrunner, actually had no changes done to him in the last patch. Absolutely none. As we're waiting for these last few picks. Now, Goomba Gaming at the moment, they've got a lot of nice initial pick-off, and they still need a mid and a carry, and I'd like to see some kind of teamfight control coming out from them, just simply because the fact that they've got a lot of counter teamfight on the side of Duza Gaming with that Tidehunter, so maybe something like a Puck would be pretty sweet for them. It would tie into their entire ganking lineup we're kind of seeing from Goomba Gaming, but at the same time, it's not going to
Radiant team pick.
At the same time, it will give him a lot of team fight ability. Now, we do see the Razor game picked up, and he's a very, very nice hero. Just in general, still very strong. As in, I do feel he got nerfed a little bit, not directly in 6.82, but just because the heroes he was good against kind of fell a little bit out of popularity with the Death Prophet and Void, you know, dropping out a little bit of the competitive meta. Having said that, talking about Death Prophet, Death Prophet is still up.
5 seconds remaining.
Now, Death Prophet did get a little bit of a nerf in terms of the strength growth in this last patch, from 2.2 to 1.9, but at the same time, in reality, the reason why Death Prophet is picked up because their ultimate is awesome, and in fact, I do think that Duza Gaming could pick up Death Prophet right now, and they would be more than happy. As long as whoever played her was very, very careful to ensure that the Rubik wasn't able to steal her ultimate, then I don't really see very much issues with them picking that up, as we actually see the Gyrocopter game picked up. The Gyrocopter was actually one of the few heroes in this patch who did get some pretty significant buffs. The cooldown, mostly his ultimate, being the one that got the huge buffs. The area effect increasing to 600, the slow amount, although the slow amount increased on the second hit rather than the first one. Reduced on the first hit. Also, interesting enough, as something I actually missed on my first read-through patch notes, Force Staff can now be used on homing missile. So that's going to be interesting to see if we see some fun stuff happening there. As you know, we could see stuff like Scarlet Mage, like Force Staffing forward the Gyrocopter homing missile, and you know, catching someone out, which would actually be pretty fun. Gonna hope we see that at least once. That's going to be my hope for this game, is going to have to see it once. Now, meanwhile, we are going to be seeing those last few bans, and the Puck is going to get banned now from the Duza Gaming squad, leaving the Death Prophet still up. As in, I do feel the Death Prophet would still work amazingly for Goomba Gaming, as we do see Duza. They are going to be going up against a Tinker. Now, Tinker, very, very risky hero right now, but to some extent good. As in Duza Gaming, unless they go straight out and pick up something like a Storm Spirit, there's no one really on Duza Gaming side that can punish this Tinker too hard. There's no one there before they start getting the Blink Dagger and Tidehunter who can initiate upon him, take him out before he can get big. And that's generally the issue that Tinker has. A Tinker just simply gets initiated upon, and there's nothing he can do before, you know, he gets that super mega awesome farm where he's just nuking people down with Dagons.
Reserve time.
Now we are going to be waiting for this last pickup. Probably going to be the mid heroes, and we've got right now the Tidehunter going on the off lane, Ogre Magi, Scarlet Mage, and Gyrocopter getting picked up for that tri lane, which could still be an aggressive tri lane. As in, Tidehunter would have an okay matchup against the Centaur Warrior. And with a Vengeful Spirit, Rubik, Razor lineup, they're not exactly the strongest tri-lane in the world. As in, Rubik and Razor both have laning issues. Yes, he can play Razor as a carry position, but at the same time, he's not the greatest carry in terms of just lane presence when you compare them to, you know, something like a Gyrocopter, who has a huge amount of nuke ability with his Rocket Barrage. Now we are going to be waiting for this last pick as they're going all the way down to 20 seconds, using up all the reserve time. It's going to be a Zeus. Now that's interesting. As the Zeus getting picked up right there is maybe a little bit risky, because we do see a lot of possible initiation coming out from Goomba Gaming. I said there was an issue of that on the opposite side, but with the Centaur Warrunner with his ultimate Vengeful Spirit swap, even Tinker when he gets his Blink Dagger, Zeus, if his positioning isn't perfect, will be food for the opposing team. So this is a very, very risky lineup coming out from Duza Gaming. Now, if we talk about who I feel in general should win this, I'm not sure. Both these two squads are very, very powerful lineups in terms of just their picks. And as teams go, you know, Duza Gaming coming in from Russia, very, very strong as for what they do, as we are going to be seeing Limbo being playing Gyrocopter right now. We've got the Ogre Magi playing Smiley with a 1. The Zeus, or Dr. Mario, is going to be played by Iceberg. Scarlet Mage is going to be flying by and captained by Captain Love. And last but not least, Maiden on the Tidehunter. On the opposite side, you've got the German squad, Goomba, who, you know, again, another of those teams who've been doing a very good job coming out of Germany, possibly one of the more well-known German teams, doing very, very good stuff in the JDL, and they're going to be playing We've got the Tinker here being played by Exist. The unlucky fellow who ended up locking himself out, meaning we were slightly delayed. We've got Chris with 2 Z's, spelling it like he's in the hood.
30
Razor, he's going to be solo safe lane, so we're actually going to be seeing a tri-lane coming out from Goomba aggressive. We've got Centaur Warrior with a pretty awesome set going to be played by Chill. And last but not least, we've got the 2 supports, so we've got EDE on the Rubik, and the Vengeful Spirit is going to be played by Gasha. As I think Gasha is the stand-in they got to replace the hero they had. I can't remember who's missing, but I do know one of their main squad are missing right now. Exist isn't a stand-in, he is a member of the actual team as well. We'll be seeing those few runes going out, and that's actually one of the few patches, changes in this last patch we saw, is that you no longer get stuff like haste runes or double damages or illusions, but you do get that kind of super bounty rune, which gives double experience, double gold compared to ordinary bounty rune. Now we are going to be seeing up here a Tident versus Razor, which I do feel both these 2 squads are going to be having a very, very nice time in terms of what they're going to be wanting to do here. Just simply picking up all that fun stuff, as we do see the pause does come out right there. Have they spotted this? No, they haven't. So we are going to be waiting for 30 seconds, and hopefully not going to take too long. And I do think this Triumph versus Tri-Lane is going to be a little bit interesting, because these 2 heroes right now, they're going to be expecting this to just be a solo Centaur. And looking at his items, it might be. As in, we could just be seeing these 2 supports roaming around and ganking. We could be seeing an aggressive Tri-Lane, which might work. As in, you've got a lot of things these 2 supports can do. A very nice combo coming out. Because if you're picking up something like a Rubik, I do feel you have to get something solid. Something that's very, very item independent. Like a Vengeful Spirit or a... Or mostly a Vengeful Spirit right now. Is Vengeful Spirit providing that armor, providing that magic missile, providing the swap. And the Rubik can get those levels, can play in that 4th position, get his fast items, get his fast Force Staff in level 6, and then start doing the work that the Grandest Magus is known for. Now we are going to be going live right now. Will they try and dive this Centaur? That's going to be the question. As we do see that Gareth Mage hasn't picked up his item yet. We do see Ogre Magi going to be coming in, but this could be a huge bait right now. Chill just kind of sitting there. Goomba Gundam coming in, though, a bit too late. Or a bit too early, in fact. As we see the Ogre Magi just kind of sitting back, and this right now is just going to be an ordinary tri-lane. So, ordinary tri-lane, no surprise ganks. A little bit of a shame right there for Goomba. I do feel if they'd have waited just a few more minutes, maybe they didn't know that the Ogre Magi was there, maybe they thought he was ganking mid, so decided to just come out and be harassing and give their lane a bit of advantage. But had they waited a little longer, I do think they would have got that kill, just simply because right there, Duza were on the verge of just going for that kill. Now, meanwhile, we do see the rest of these 2 lineups. I think Tinker versus Zeus, probably slightly in favor of Tinker in the early game. We actually see Exist taking a whole bunch of damage. Desperate trying to get out there. He has picked himself up a 1 charge. Gonna survive because of it. And probably gonna be able to just salve himself back up. But yeah, he is gonna have to be super careful. Bandit, just being a bandit, so to say. And Tinker gonna be able to pick himself up his bottle as well. So Zeus is slightly ahead right now, but again, very, very equal. I think most of the action is going to come from this aggressive tri-lane, as ED is going to get harassed out, trying to keep up this double damage. Going to be able to give the double damage to his Vengeful Spirit support, who I think at the moment does a little bit more damage. Oh no, both of them do similar amounts of damage, in fact. These 2 teams really do like to ping, don't they? But I will say right now that this aggressive tri-lane is actually working out pretty well for Goomba Gaming. We do see the Centaurs on 7-2, and they do actually get a lift off onto Gyrocopter. They also get a stomp. Can they get the double edge? Yes, they can. The stun coming in as well. Sheriff is going to go down. That's going to be first blood coming out there for Goomba. Very, very nice start for them. As for once, it wasn't the casters, commentators, cursors. As soon as I started giving props to this aggressive tri-lane, they pick up a kill as well. So highlighting the fact that this aggressive tri-lane is doing very, very good job. We see the Centaur is the 2nd highest farmer in the game right now. He just picked up a kill, while the Gyrocopter is currently sat on only 4 last hits, which is not where you want your Gyrocopters to be. Gyrocopter is one of those carries that needs a lot of items to truly carry in the late game. Now, while this is happening, we do see the Zeus did kind of get forced back a bit right there. his waiting for that courier to return to him just took a little bit of while. And he is going to basically get forced back and give Tinker a little bit of opportunity to continue his farm leaders. Although I feel Zeus has a better time up here, I think he can very easily outplay a Zeus just because of his laser does so much damage. We just see Exist taking a whole bunch of damage to the face. But either way, we do see possible initiation coming out here into chill, but the counter might be coming in. Limbo may be in huge amount of trouble. Can they get stomp off? Gonna gets a stomp off into one. Smiley may be in a bit of trouble, but at the same time, Goomba running away, gonna salve up though. And a homing missile's not going to be enough, but the Gasha, they're going to go try and dive. The Rocket Barrage is going to be good enough. We do see the Rubik. He doesn't have his throw up in a few more moments as telekinesis, but Limbo's desperately trying to eat through the trees, kind of trapped in Limbo right now. He's out of trees. He's kind of stuck there in the no man's land. Rubik's going to pick up a kill, but Sheriff, this is the important thing. This is the carry right now. They know exactly where they are. They're going to spot him out, and this is going to be a very, very dead dude in a rocket ship. So that's going to be an attempted gank there coming out from Duza, but a two for nothing exchange for Goomba, as Goomba just continuing to extend their dominance in this bottom lane, as I'm going to try and say actual words. I heard actual words aren't overrated or something. Now, in the meanwhile, we do see Exist is being ganked right now, and a huge amount of damage coming out. Exist in a huge amount of trouble. The silence. Can Exist get away? A few more right clicks. He's desperately trying to run away. The illusion rune might be enough, in fact, but it's not going to be any rune here on the bottom. Exist desperately trying to run away. The rest are chasing him down. And yeah, the DeadlyGameCup is going to pick this up. Exist in so much trouble.
Oh dear.
And a very nice pick off right there. So you see Gasha. Will he go for the stun right now? Nope. Limbo's going to get away. And that is going to be the first kill there coming out for Goomba. And onto a very, very important target. You know, the Tinker, one of those heroes that if you could stop and get that fast timing is so, so important. So you see another lift off coming out into Limbo. The stun as well. Can they do this? Two supports coming in together. Yes, they can. That lower Monocot's coming into handy there on the Rubik because he has managed to pick himself with one charge. Will he be able to survive? The slow there onto the Tinker, though. Going to be enough. Smiley will go down as well. Can they pick up the Scarlet Mage? Tinker coming for the gang, getting a double kill. Very nice rotation there coming out from Assist. And I feel that Duza just kind of overstay their welcome a bit. We didn't see the Rubik did end up going down there in the end, but still a 2-for-1. And including on the Gyrocopter, those two supports basically killed him solo. They didn't even need the Centaur. The Centaur Warrunner, who's in... not quite sure where he is. He's currently kind of rotated mid. Just giving this Tinker opportunity to keep ganking us. We're just seeing a very aggressive Tinker coming out. The Gyrocopter just getting nuked down immediately. Kind of showed his face and then took a whole bunch of lasers. In the meanwhile, though, we do see the Vengeful Spirit made more trouble. The Rocket... homing missile, going to slow him down. Will they be able to pick up the kill? I think they will be able to. One more right click. No, it won't be. Somehow not going to be enough. And Captain Love may be in a bit of trouble. Going to get lifted up. The laser coming in to finish it off. And that's going to be
said I was crazy.
2 kills and 1 assist. They're coming out for Tinker in very, very fast succession. He's even going to be able to pick himself up a bounty rune to refill up his bottle. Get a little bit of a recharge. And while that's happening, we do see the Centaur doing pretty well here in the mid lane, as in taking some experience and farm. Already got his Tranquils, got his one charge. Probably going to be waiting as we see Vengeables. Where the hell did he die? Huh. Not quite. I'm guessing is he just wanted for a free teleporters. At this low level, in the at this point in the game, at the low levels of Vengeful Spirit is, each death, if you have no gold and you give it to a neutral creep, it's basically a free teleport back home. But either way, as in, we're going to be seeing even more action coming out here on the bottom, as we're just seeing this Gyrocopter hasn't had anywhere near the amount of farm he needs. If we have a quick look at the net worth, he is... ooh, he's actually lower than the enemy supports right now. That is not a good start for him, as he's actually in the bottom 3 right now, only beating his own supports, which... if you're on Duza's side, that's a very, very worrying thing with, you know, the Razor basically free farming. We haven't paid any attention up here because nothing's really happened, but at the same time, this Razor has been doing the damage it needs to be, just getting those last hits, getting that net worth. 42 and 18, only 8 minutes into the game. Very nice farm there coming out from him, and Tidehunter's doing an okay job, kind of trying to contest, but again, Razor's one of those heroes that do beat most of the heroes mid, as in the only one he really gets contested by is just simply the Viper, and even then it's closer. As did you see the stun is going to be coming out onto Gasha, the homing missile. The fun little dude just slamming into the Vengeful Spirit, but they can't really do anything. They're just so far behind right now. The Gyrocopter levels 5, and both of the supports in the enemy team are the same level, which if your carry is the same level as the two supports, you just know that the thing's going wrong. So we do see this, the telekinesis coming out from Limbo, but at the same time, this may be a counter coming in right now. The Titans are going to have his Ravage up, going to pick up 1 kill. EDE going to be the next to fall down, and that's going to be 3 for nothing right there. Very nice gank there coming out for Goomba Gaming, and I mean for Duza, not for Goomba Gaming, and that is the kind of turnaround that they do need. That's a 1.7k experience swing. Chill, gonna be sat here right about halfway towards his Blink Dagger, probably going to pick that up around about the 12-minute mark. But while all this is happening, Chris is continuing to farm in the hood. Just getting his entire money's worth from up here, as, you know, although the Tyrant wasn't really doing a lot against him, he is going to have more than enough time to be able to go for this. So we do see a kill coming out onto the Centaur, diving very, very deep. The stun going to come out into Limbo, not even needing this Razor to rotate. And can they pick up any more? We do see ID coming in. What does he steal? He managed to steal Fire Blast. Doesn't have the multicast to go with it, though, so it's only going to be a single Fire Blast. And that is going to be all. In fact, the Razor probably maybe wasting his TP. At the same time, he's just going to farm down here for a little bit. And the Centaur's going to rotate top. Now, the only real issue you've got on the Goomba Gaming side is that because the Tinker's been spending so much time ganking rather than farming, he's currently nowhere near his Boots of Travel. And a Tinker without Boots of Travel is a very, very sad, pipe-smoking dude indeed. As he actually is huge amount of trouble. We do see the Razor trying to go for the damage. We do see Zeus picks up 1 kill there, using his ultimate on the Vengeful Spirit. Chris, can he be able to get out? His ultimate's doing work. Not going to be able to do enough, though, as Zeus is going to pick up 1 kill. Can they pick up 1 in return? Iceberg is huge amount of trouble. Down to 9 points of health. The ultimate from Gyrocopter. Just look how big that new ultimate is. And that is going to be 2 more kills that are coming out. Zeus doesn't end up going down to kill Tinker.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I'm not certain. I think it might have been the Rubik getting the credit for the kill, as a few of those creeps end up hitting him as he was only on 8 points of health. As Exist is going to be forced back. He's currently got his regen rune, trying to get his Boots of Travel, but he's still about 1k away from picking those up. We've got to try and do math and try and work out what the how much it costs to actually buy Boots of Travel in the first place.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And while this is happening, we do see Centaur now is going to be the one starting to farm up, and he's pretty close to his Blink Dagger. And in fact, I would say that maybe getting this Blink Dagger up in Centaur is a little bit more of a concern for Goomba Gaming than the farm up on Razor, just because Centaur Morano, as soon as he picks up his Blink Dagger, he gets such a power increase. So talking about this Razor, you're going to see Bandit going to take a huge amount of damage right now. Bandit may be in a bunch of trouble. We do see Pasha. He is not going to have anything else. In fact, he may be in a bunch of trouble. The ultimate coming out from Zeus. Tinker trying to do his damage. Picks up 1, picks up 2. Can Scarth manage to get 1 in return? We do see Chris doing the damage, just draining it all away from Captain Love. And well, the opposing team's not showing him any amount of love right there, as that's going to be 3 for nothing. As just when Duza was starting, well, Amir spoke a little bit too soon, as Smiley was hoping for the multicast. He managed to get 2, nothing more than that. As Chris is just doing the damage, but Smiley is pretty tanky. And Smiley, though, the stun is going to come out. Will it be enough to save him? Well, not with the unstable current, and that is going to be a triple kill there coming out for the Razor. And that's a huge boost in money. And it's going to be interesting to see what the Razor go for. Does he go for a straight-up Aghanim Scepter to start going for the push? Does he go for a BKB to try and avoid all the damage from Scarlet Mage and Ogre? Or does he go for a mech like you generally see on the Razors? I just realised that for anyone who isn't actually into Dota, saying the word going for mechs on Razors probably makes like no sense as a sentence. You kind of know what a Razor is, but you don't know why they'd be meching. Now, talking about people who needs to pick up items, we do see the Gyrocopter, who is on 1.k8 health, money, and picked up his Tranquil Boots, but at the same time, not really doing very much apart from that. For a quick look in the net worth, he has made a small recovery, actually being above the enemy supports right now, but he is the second lowest out of all the enemy cores. We see the stun is going to be coming out, the homing missile. Can the Rubik, though, get the stun? Yes, he can. The counter ultimate coming out from Rubik, just showing the Gyrocopter how it's supposed to be done. But in the meanwhile, we do see the Ravage plus Zeus ultimate destroying everyone in the face. That's going to be a 3-for-1 trade right there. Just showing the use of that global ultimates. And that is one of the advantages that Duza Gaming do have with this lineup. Generally, if you press R a bunch of times, you will win the game with this Duza lineup. Assuming the Gyrocopter Rubik doesn't pick up something amazing like a Ravage. Don't get me wrong, the Gyrocopter Ultimate is a good thing to pick up, but it's not quite the same as a Ravage or a Zeus Ultimate. As you see, Zeus is going to be bottling himself up. Looks like he's, well, there's a lot of things you could be going for. You could be going for Dagon Zeus, probably going to be a full staff instead. Maybe a Yule Scepter. There's a lot of things you can go for on Zeus. It increases his mana pool and regen. Part of me hopes that maybe it's Dagon Zeus. Because when nukage is just not enough. And meanwhile, do you see Gash going to get stomped, going to get the swap, and Iceberg is just going to disappear from the game. We do see Vengeful Spirit may end up going down. Can they? Will she survive? She does have the wand. Did she have the wand? She didn't. It was on cooldown right there. But do you see the ultimate getting get popped by the Centaur? Tinker desperate trying to get out, but do you see the stop coming up from Chill? He's got his blink now, gets slamming in, but he's going to give up his life because of it. And meanwhile, do you see Exist trying to do damage in return, but Biden's going to get away. In fact, Chill is still up somehow. How is Chill still alive? Not quite certain. That's going to be a 2 for 2 right there. Razor coming in a little bit too late, and that's going to give Gyrocopter a little bit of time to get that damage out on this tower and get a little bit of free farm. As it looks like he's going for a very, very fast BKB. Picked up that Mithril, well, not fast, but going for rushing that BKB item. Going for that Mithril Hammer first. If he picks up this tower kill, might have enough for the Ogre
Dire's
Club.
bottom tower is under attack.
The TP will come out, and this tower is going to be more than safe with Tinker finally having his boots of travel, being able to get a little bit of farm. We do see the homing missile coming out, trying to remove Exist from existence. But he's going to be more than fine, just sitting there as, ow, that does a lot of damage. That's 400 damage right there going out in the Tinker. I'm not certain why I said ow. Now, either way, something interesting we are seeing right now from Goomba is that their wards are very, very defensive, especially the one here on middle. Just simply making sure they've got control of any possible gang coming out from mid. As we see, Zeus is going to pick up a kill there onto Razor. Very nice job there.
Is under attack.
And the Gyrocopter might be considering going up against Gasha, doing huge amounts of damage right there. The rocket barrage plus rockets homing missiles is going to be enough. But do you see the swap coming out? And can they turn this around? Yes, they can. The very lovely play there coming out from EDE. But it might not be enough as he is going to pop in his rocket barrage. Can it be enough? Yes, it will be. In fact, he will get away. Very, very good job there for Rubik picking up that to carry kill. Stealing the spells at the right moment. That's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, and although it says that it was mostly equal, in reality that's actually a pretty huge win there for Goomba Gaming, as they do pick up a carry for a support, which is a kind of trade you'll always want to pick up. And meanwhile, we do see that Tinker has got his boots of travel, so going for his scoring first, going to be going into that Blink Dagger eventually. And meanwhile, Zeus looks like he went for the 4-staff build, so bit of a shame that he wasn't going for those... for that, you know, like YOLO Dagon, but obviously this is a little bit of an important match right here. A best of 3 semi-finals in the winners bracket. Whoever loses has to go down to the losers bracket, and there's quite a few good teams waiting down there. As in, you've got teams like House of Gamers, you've got teams like BBC who are down there, and you don't really want to go up against any of them, as we can see Gash can get swap out onto Zeus, and he disappears once again.
You are no match for
You see the Rubik does manage to steal.
Middle tower is under attack.
Lightning Bolt, that's a very nice spell to steal right there. But that basically gives you free counter wards and huge amounts of damage. What more do you want from a skill? Not quite certain. So you see making a huge amount of damage. Ravage is going to come out and try and save him. Chill will get nuked down. And nothing they can really do to try and save him is. He's just a little bit too far forward, the rest of his team not being anywhere near to support.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's
Now,
bottom
while this is
tower
happening, when you
is
see
under
Gyrocopter
attack.
starting to get the farm, he is only 4 and 6 in terms of last hits.
tower is under
57,
attack.
17 minutes in the game is not exactly huge amounts of farms. We see the highest farmer is this Razor right now, 4, 3, and 2, but 84 last hits. We do see that the homing missile is going to be coming out, slamming into his face eventually. He's going to be more than fine though, just hiding behind his tier 1 tower. Yeah, doing 370 points of damage. Either way, we do see Central Ultimate going to go pop out. Going to try and take out Smiley. Smiley taking a huge amount of damage. In fact, Chill might go down here. Multicast luck. Orange Jesus. Going to be enough with the help of Zeus and Exist. Maybe the one to stop existing. He does pop his one charge at the right moment, but is it going to be enough? Yes, it will be. One last moment. Can eventually get the revenge kill. It's going to be pretty close. The bolt doesn't jump, but the urn is going to be more than enough. We do see Chris going to get back in. He's going to rotate away. That's going to be a 2 for 3 right there. Probably mostly equal though, as they did pick up 2 cores on the side of Duza Gaming, while it was 2 supports plus a core that went down on Duza's side.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And while this is happening, we are seeing the Tide Hunter. He's managed to pick himself up his Blink Dagger. Might be going for a refresher, depends on what he wants to go for. They have already got 1 Force Staff on that Zeus, as in Zeus is usually to pick up a Force Staff or a Blink Dagger for mobility. Sometimes
Dire's middle
both, I've
tower
seen
is
before.
under attack.
But either way, the really interesting thing is going to be, after the Gyrocopter picks up his BKB, what does he go for next? As there's a lot of items he can go for. We see the swap going to come out along with the telekinesis. The stun going to be enough to finish him off. Can Maiden do enough to save him? We see Limbo trying to go for the huge kit plays, but huge plays are not going to be enough. You see Chris
Radiant's bottom
going to kind of be
tower
forced
is
back.
under
Gash is
attack.
going to be able to get away there with his urn charge. He's going to be more than safe. We do see him possibly taking it onto Tide Hunter, but Scarlet Mage is going to punish Rubik's insolence.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
As we see Zeus is going to be forced back to TP, going to go back to base, regenning up, and that is going to be currently 23 to 22. As in very, very equal kill score. If I have a quick look at the experience, almost directly equal, and the gold is actually slightly in favour of
Radiant's
Goomba's
bottom tower
current
is
Goomba.
under attack.
So at the moment, what we're seeing, that even though the Razor's having a really good time farming, doing a very good job, got his fast BKB, got his phase boots, got all the lovely items that carries always love and cherish, we see the rest of his team kind of lagging behind us, particularly is Tinker.
Radiant's
Now
top
Tinker
tower
is
is
a
under
kind of
attack.
a worrying thing to see not having a lot of farm early on, because although he can catch up, in fact out of the heroes that can catch up, he's one of the better at it. He does have the issue in the sense of that as soon as he starts
Dire's middle tower is
actually
under
getting into a
attack.
farm position, he kind of removes all the opposing team's farm that they can pick up. As we see Possum and the shift coming out, the Centaur going to pick up the Scarlet Mage right there. Not even needing to use his Blink Dagger. He's even going to be able to pick up this nice creep stack. Probably. Actually, he's going to be a little bit close. Yeah, I'm just going to go pop his stomp as well to make sure. Hopefully no one spots him. And there's quite a few players. As in, if they can find him, it's basically free kills. It's free monies. As we do see Rubik going to be coming in to help his teammate, and the Centaur's just going to TP out as soon as that cooldown came off. So either way, currently 23 to 23. Both these two teams very, very equal right now. And going into the late game, I'd say if you're looking at it in a pure, everyone is 6 slotted, 60 minutes in the game, Tinker and the Goomba side have the better late game. No, by considerable margin, just because, you know, you got the Blink Dagger Tinker with his Ethereal Blade, with his Dagon, with his nuking everybody down, plus Perma Sheepstick. But it's going to be a case of getting there. And we do see that with the Ravage on the Tidans plus the magic damage coming out
Radiant's
from
top
Zeus,
tower
it is
is
going to
under
be
attack.
difficult to some extent of ensuring that
Radiant
you've got that
structures are
huge amount of farm you
fortified.
need to get to that stage of the game. Of course, if they do get it, the game is basically theirs for
Radiant's
free.
middle
We
tower
are going to be
is
seeing
under
Centaur.
attack.
Looks like he's going to be going for a pipe, which is a very good choice against the Zeus. As we see someone going to come out, but the multicast, Ogre just
Radiant's
showing
top
his huge
tower
skill.
has been denied.
And that is going to be even denied
Radiant's
coming out
middle
there.
tower has been
Very,
denied.
very lovely stuff. Meanwhile, we do see the Razor continuing to farm up, continuing to be happy, and, you know, still the highest farmer by quite a bit, as we do see the Rubik is going to steal away that Arcane Bolt, and can work out pretty well, and the Arcane Bolt does do a considerable amount of damage. As in probably doing around about... Don't make me do math this early in the day. Around about 200 damage, probably slightly less than that, probably closer to 180 per Arcane Bolt with the base intelligence that he has. Because obviously, it does use Rubik's base intelligence to work that out like it would if anyone was casting it. Somehow. I'm guessing if we were playing ability draft, then you might see other people casting it, but either way, that is going to be an okay skill picked up there. He has managed to pick up his Blink Dagger. We do see initiation coming out here on top. Tidans are going to pick up the Tinker, and Vengeance Spirit going to fall down pretty quickly. Gasha just not being able to get out there, and that's a very nice double kill they're going out from Duza, and probably a tier 1 tower in response.
Vengeful one.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now, while this is happening, we do see that Zeus probably going to be going for his Aghanim Scepter next, as in he's picked up his Staff of Wizardry. You know, he's already shown he doesn't want to go for the Dagon build, no matter how much I want to see just huge amounts of magic. Hilariously bad builds, but huge amounts of nuking damage. I guess the Tinker's going to have to be all my fill. If he can eventually get those items, he has managed to pick himself his Blink Dagger, so a lot of people feel that Tinker plus Boots of Travel is where the Blink Dagger starts to really come online, but I think it's not the Boots of Travel, it's the Blink Dagger that really makes it so Tinker can start farming. He can just go forward, farm the jungle with ease, and blink away should anyone appear. We're already kind of starting to see this. It's starting to farm up at least 2 lanes at once. We see Swap coming out onto a Smiley. Nothing he can do right here, just huge amounts of damage. Razor picking up that last hit. He's now going for his Aghanim Scepter, and he's almost there, as in he's about 2/3 of the way, or 3/4, I mean. Just needs about 1,000 more goldish. 1,200. In the meanwhile, we do see the Scarlet Mage, and if we have a quick look at how the items are going on all these heroes, we do see that DeadlyGameCup is sitting here, has managed to pick up his BKB, going for that. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what he goes for. He could go for a Mask of Madness just for the huge amount of burst damage, but with the huge amount of nuke on the Goomba Gaming Squad, I feel this could be an issue once his BKB charger starts to run low. Alternatively, he could be going for a, as we see initiation coming out onto Limbo. He is on so much trouble right now. The double edge, the nuke, the kill, and Rubik just showing off his Blink Dagger. What up, I got a big Blink Dagger. Now, we do see the Zeus, in fact, not going for the Aghanims, going for the Yules instead. So, he's going to be moving pretty quickly, having that utility to stop the opposing team, maybe even save himself from a possible initiation. But, I'm not sure how I feel about this Yule Scepter right now. Just because this Zeus is going to go scale off pretty badly very, very soon. As we're already seeing that the Centaur has a pipe, meaning that magic damage that Zeus is outputting is going to scale off, and it's going to scale off even further as he does get pulled up to the sky. The Yule's not going to be enough to save him. Well, it might be, in fact, as we do see Razor is a lot faster than Zeus, but he is not going to be able to get away. And in fact, Zeus does survive right there, thanks to that Yule, so, well, already kind of paying for itself a little bit. Well, what we saw there was simply a case of that Zeus, he was out of position, so did get caught out, but at the same time, I don't know, I don't like the Yule's pickup per se, just because I feel that it puts too much pressure on the Gyrocopter to get into that huge carry people in the face carry against a Tinker who, although he's not had the greatest farm in the world, has got his Blink Dagger, has got his Phase Boot, has got his Boots of Travel, so will have that ability to keep up. And mostly this Razor, who's just flying ahead in terms of farm. Even going ahead and showing off his ability to, you know, understand the game and farm more than one creep stack at the same time.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now you're going to see Exist, he's kind of being forced back. That was a nice Zeus ult attempt there coming out for Zeus. Just doing enough to be able to try and spot out the Tinker, but Tinker was already TPing out, so that was never going to happen. We see the TP coming in from the Gyrocopter. Are they going to try and go for this BKB? But he just blinked away, and that's actually a huge BKB pop right there. That is going to be his 10-second BKB, which is basically wasted. They do manage to pick up this tier 2, but I don't think he needed to pop his BKB. Not with only there being 2 players there. I guess it was the safer option with the amount of blinks we're seeing as he is going to get chased down eventually by that rocket. But the regen from the pipe just going to mean that he's going to be back in action very, very quickly. Going to be looking for a few more kills, but he could get caught out here. The Scarlet Mage could be in a huge amount of trouble. Can they get the initiation, or can they get the jump? But the Scarlet Mage going to pop his ultimate, but the Ravage comes in at the right moment. Lovely stuff there coming out from Maiden. As it is worth noting that the Maiden did pick up his Ravage around about a minute-ish ago, so a very nice pickup for him. But talking about nice pickoffs, we do see that the Goomba Gaming Squad has got himself the Aghanim Scepter on their Razor, so we already see there's only tier 2 towers left for the Duza squad, and it's going to be even harder now with that Razor ultimate that now deals damage to towers.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I did pause there for a moment as I kind of heard the Razor using a static link and was like, am I missing a fight somewhere? Nope, it's just illusions. As you can actually drain damage from illusions, which is super helpful against certain heroes. I think you've got certain heroes who just kind of forget that and throw themselves forwards. It's always awesome playing against a Naga as a Razor and being like, well, I'll take all this free damage, I guess. Now, either way, we are kind of heading into the mid-game period, which is a period I feel that Goomba Gaming is the weakest. Yes, they've got nice mid-game heroes like Centaur and Ventral Spirit, but I do think that to some extent the Tinker is the real weak link in this late-game situation. With the Gyrocopter, this is kind of where he starts to peak, where his ultimate's, you know, the best. And the Tinker just doesn't really have the damage to be able to take him out easily yet. As we see, Exist taking a huge amount of damage, but
Radiant's middle tower
it's only the Gyrocopter on his own. Just going to clear out this wave, and Reducing Zeus is going to deny that bottom tier 2 tower. So, good job there, kind of coming out from Duza, but that is going to be a little bit more map control than they're losing.
Middle tower is under attack.
And we are kind of starting to see like some really weird wards coming out for Goomba Gaming, just because of the Zeus on the opposite side being able to throw out that lightning bolt means that all the normal ward spots will get dewarded. And that's just a fact of life if you're playing as a support against Zeus. It is fun, and by fun I mean not fun. Now we do see that Zeus is going to be going up, and there is a Centaur in the area. And Centaur knows there's someone there, as he did kind of take a bit of damage from that passive from Static Field. As Tinker's just going to TP away, and well, this lane is going to keep pushing. We do see Iceberg. What got stolen? It was Arc Lightning. So out of the 3 spells that you can steal from a Zeus, probably the least important one, so to say. Now, it looks like Rubik right now is going for that Aghanim Scepter. Does make a lot of sense, as obviously if you can pick up that Zeus ultimate, that's upgraded by the Aghanim Scepter. The Scarlet Mage ultimate, very upgraded by the Aghanim Scepter. Ogre Magi, you can't actually steal his ultimate. And the Ravage obviously isn't. Ooh, the cooldown is. Oh. Okay, so it looks like it the Aghanim Scepter increases the second wave of missile.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, I will say I didn't actually know that because I have literally never picked up a Aghanim Scepter on a Gyrocopter. It also makes it infinite range to cast, if I remember. You can cast it basically globally. So I guess that does make some nice synergy with this Zeus. But he's not going anywhere near for it. As in, I feel the Aghanim Scepter on a Gyrocopter is very, very niche in terms of when you want to pick it up, and not in a game like this, not when you need that damage to be able to maintain a late game, as Aghanim Scepters do nothing apart from upgrade your ultimate and give you a bit of health. That's basically everything an Aghanim Scepter can do. In the meanwhile, talking about them, we do see Chill kind of sat here, chilling in the jungle. And it looks like he's going for a bit of a bait. Waiting for these 2 innocent looking support heroes to try and gank, or at least try and farm up these creeps. And Chill's going to be waiting. Meanwhile, we do see there's a Tinker there as well. The ultimate getting popped out, along with the Stampede. No stun going to be coming out from him. In the meanwhile, though, we do see Captain going to be in a huge amount of trouble. But the Urn Charge is going to keep him alive for a little bit. The sun coming out to Gasha. Can they get lift off onto Loose? Smiley. As in fact, the Scarlet Mage is going to be able to get out. So that is going to be a nothing for nothing, as the Centaur ultimate did get popped. The Tinker is going to have his Dagon. So the first level is Dagon coming out. Looks like he's trying to be going for his that thing. Yes. That thing. The Ethereal Blade first is he has managed to pick himself up his ultimate orb. Or no, I mean his sheep stick, in fact. Picking himself up his ultimate orb. So looks like he's going for a more, realizing they don't need to really contest the late game that hard with just pure damage. Just going for the control instead to make sure that heroes like Gyrocopter or Tident for that matter, don't end up getting their opponents to evolve, because although I say the late game is in favour of Goomba, you do have to remember, the Tident, if the Tident ends up getting off his double Ravage, it's very difficult to come back from that as long as your team is, you know, paying even the slightest amount of attention. Yes, the damage got reduced slightly, but it's still an amazing skill.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And meanwhile, we do see the goal currently around about
Dire's
3k in favour of
structures are
Goomba,
fortified.
as the tier 1 tower is going to get
Radiant's
taken down
middle
up here
tower
on
is under
top.
attack.
The experience net worth
Dire's top
directly
tower has
equal. You
fallen.
can't get any more equal than 0.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, the bottom tower down here on the bottom is taking a bunch of damage. Not a lot, but enough to be worrying for Duza to have to rotate back
Radiant's
and just give
middle
up that
tower
chance to
is
keep
under
pressuring that tier
attack.
2. In the meanwhile, we do see Tinker being super annoying. He might get initiated upon, though. He's going to dodge, well, kind of dodge the damage as Gareth Mage using the Yule Scepter from the Zeus, but he will get nuked down, and that's going to be a very nice kill there. We do see very nice stop caster coming out from central wall runner as he does get stopped. The lift coming out to Smiley. Smiley trying to get nuked down. He is very, very tanky, but it's not going to be quite enough, and he's going to go down as well. So a 1-for-1 trade, slightly in favour of Duza due to the fact that taking out a Tinker is a lot more important than a Ogre, an Ogre who doesn't quite have an Aghanim Scepter anywhere near on the horizon. Now, although talking about farm, we do see this Razor is still the highest farm in the game. Looks like he's going for even more survivability items right now. Going for that heart. Because the heart of Trask gives you so much regen, so much survivability, so much sustainability, in fact. I think he's going to be more than happy there, and we have kind of seen neither of those two teams really wanting to go for 5 versus 5 pushes, which do make sense to some extent. Right now, Duza, I don't think they got enough confidence to go for the 5v5 push, while Goomba don't really want to go 5v5 against a Tidehunter with a Refresher. We're seeing neither of these two teams are really pressuring the issue right now. They're just trying to go for that pick, trying to make things work, and if they can get the pick, then they'll be more than happy to do so. But at the same time, they do know they've got late game, so why not wait until they've got the advantage? Now, I will notice something interesting about this Tinker, in the sense of, we didn't really see anyone from the Duza lineup really trying to stack these various creep camps. As in, yes, you can no longer stack the Ancients for free gold, but at the same time, the creeps are still a very nice area worth of cash. If we do see a possible initiation going here on top, Exist might be in a bunch of trouble trying to run away. Can he bottle up ASAP? Blinking away, yes, he will be able to. And he's desperately trying to go for this. Can he TP wait at the last moment? Desperately trying to get back to base. The missile not going to find anyone. He's going to be a very lonely missile indeed. And the ultimate going to completely whiff on the gyrocopter. Very nice escape there coming out from Tinker.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And meanwhile, though, we do see that Duza, they're trying to use that advantage they gained by forcing the Tinker back to try and take down some tier 2s. They kind of realize right now they are actually stronger in the team fight, but they need to start pressuring things. They need to start taking advantage of this Tidehunter and his double Ravages. I don't actually think I've seen a double Ravage yet. Both have come out from Goomba, though. It looks like they're trying to go for a counter gank, and this could be pretty huge. We do see that Iceberg is going to get back. Trying to desperately get away. The swap, though, is going to stop his TP attempts.
I gave up
And he'll be sent back to Mount Olympus for a little bit.
Pew pew pew.
That's going to be a very, very nice kill right there. In the meanwhile, Gyrocopter, since we had last had a look at him, hasn't really been able to pick up any items. He's got his Yasha, looks like he's trying to go for his Manta, but at the same time trying to also save for his buyback. He knows right now that if he dies, and the Razor still has his ultimate up, there's a very good chance of losing a set of racks. And this ultimate does so much pushing potential right now on Chris Z that, or Chris, with 2 Z's, that if they lose one team fight without him having to use it, there's a possibility that the game just might end then. Or at least not end, but be very, very difficult. So we do see a pause coming out. Yay, pauses. Everybody loves pauses. In fact, it's going to be a very quick pause. It looks like the disconnection issue was only minor. So hopefully we get back into the action right now. As we are seeing that Goomba Gaming, they're behind in terms of kills, but ahead in terms of gold, mostly because of this Razor. Although we see the Tinker, he's kind of been underwhelming, so to say, compared to how we usually see Tinkers. Usually we're used to seeing Tinkers like topping the net worth chart and nuking in and jumping things, but we have seen that Duza Gaming has done a very good job of maintaining this Tinker's level of farm, ganking him off them, being in the right position, and maybe Tinker should be playing a bit more defensive in his general positioning and usage of getting farm with Martial Madness. Because you have to remember that right now, while I said that originally they had issues trying to initiate upon them, they've got 2 Force staffs on both the supports. Make that 3 Force staffs if you include Zeus. And the Tidehunter with his blink, they do have the ability to jump in on him without him being able to react in time. As the go call does come out, and that will finally see the game jumping in right now. As I will say that if anything has been going very well for Duza, because I've been having an amazing game right now, it is definitely this Tidehunter as he may be having a chance for a double ravage right now. And they are going for a rush. They don't know it yet though, but surely they have to check it as everyone is missing on the map. Maybe checking it. Chill being a little bit unlucky in terms of his bashes, just taking all those bashes to face. Chris coming in to help a little bit. But will they be able to catch this? It looks like this is going to be a Roshan basically for free for Goomba. Razor's going to pick up that sweet, sweet immortality.
A lucky find.
That is going to be 29 to 27. But Aegis the Immortal is going to be a Razor. And now surely going to try and use this to go push. As in, the issue that we are going to be seeing from a Goomba is just simply a case of that Duza do have an okay turtle lineup as long as the Tidehunter is always up. If the Tidehunter is up and he hasn't used his double ravage, and this Duza squad is always a threat. No matter how far they get behind it, you do see that the Rubik is going to pick up his Aegis, while at the same time, we're also going to see a disconnect from Scarlet Mage. Just so disgusted that he can no longer use his ultimate with impunity. That's not how you say that word. Some people speak a second and a third language. I'm still working on my first. But either way, maybe I need to just stick to simpler words. Rubik is safe from punishment. No, that's not even small enough words. It's like Pat likes dog. Tom has ball. Bottle is red. Spot likes bone. But my regression back to my 3-year-old reading level aside, we are going to be here with another pause. It looks like we are seeing a few disconnection issues right now on the server. I do know there were quite a few yesterday when the patch originally came back out, and there has been a few patches in between kind of causing a few minor tickles on the Valve servers. As there always is when a new patch comes out. As we do see the reconnection comes back in, so hopefully we're going to be ready to rock roll. And there needs to be a third one for rock and roll, but there isn't. As we are going to be seeing the game going to be restarting right there, and at the moment, as in either of these two teams could easily take it. As in, there's a small lead right now for Goomba in terms of net worth, around about 3k, but 40 minutes in, 3k just isn't that much. As we're actually going to be seeing a smoke attempt coming out from them. Going to be rotating through the jungle, and they could be finding the Razor. Yeah, Chris going to be popping his BKB though. Looks like he wants to turn this around, but all of a sudden he finds out, ooh, there's all 4 here. But he's just going straight up crazy. He's 1 versus 4ing this. As in, he's going to have to be a little bit worried this BKB is going to run out eventually. Chris is going to get ultimate up, and the rest of his team just took a little bit too long to get here, but the Aegis is going to come back up. We do see the ultimate coming in from, or the refresher coming out, and we do see Cho maybe in a bunch of trouble, but the ultimate, he is going to get saved by the BKB, and that is going to be a non for non. As we see right now, the second Ravage coming out. This one's good, hitting all 3 players. Chris is going to go down right there, and for the second time, you see Sheriff though taking a whole bunch of damage, and this is going to be huge. We see this double kill coming up from Chill. Very nice stop, very nice double edge. You see Smiley just trying to get away with the Tinker coming in for the kill, lasers him down, and that is going to be a 3 for 3 somehow. In fact, Chill may go down here right now. The Urn Charge is so close to each other. Stumped so close. 3 for 3 somehow. In fact, Chill may go down here right now. The Urn Charge is so close to each other. The Stumped so close. 3 for 3 somehow. In fact, Chill may go down here right now. The Urn Charge is so close to each other. The Stumped so close. Not going to be good enough though, as Exist
Radiant's
kind of must
bottom
realize the
tower
opposing
is
team is
under
missing,
attack.
but either way, Captain Love might be in a bunch of trouble. As we do see that Captain Love is kind of stranded at the airport. And yeah, Exist
I really should patent that.
works out where the opposing team is, and he goes off, picks up a nice kill. So that did kind of end up being a 4 for 3.
Radiant's
Scarlet Mage kind
bottom
of hanging
tower
around a little bit
is
too
under
long, and
attack.
I'd say that fight was a little bit worrying for both teams. As in, the Razor right there made a very interesting choice in terms of going in 1 versus 5. Yes, he had a BKB, yes, his team was coming in, but at the same time, they only have these tier 2 towers left, meaning that to dive all the way
Radiant's
into this
middle
part
tower
of the
is under attack.
this part of the map, so close, so far away from the opposing your own tier 2 towers, it means they got punished quite hard. On the opposite side though, we saw the Tide Hunter use 1 Ravage to try and take out the Razor, and the second Ravage was good, but they just didn't win as hard as they may have wanted to. As in fact, we see the Ogre Mage after that fight trying to possibly pick up his Aegis, Aghanim Scepter, I mean. And meanwhile, Tinker going to starts being super annoying, just doing his split pushing shenanigans. As both these two teams kind of go back, and if anything, I feel that Goomba should be trying to press the issue a little bit now. As for the next 50 seconds, Tide Hunter does not have a double Ravage. Double Ravage is a very big part of this team fight right now, so you see the Bandit's going to be a little bit forwards. Going to have to be careful if he does get initiated upon or swapped out by this Vengeful Spirit, who has that level 16 Nether swap. Very long range. A range of 1,200. Can be upgraded all the way to with a Aghanim Scepter cooldown of 10 seconds. At the same time, it's almost as if Goomba can hear me right there, as we do see Scarlet Mage is going to get disconnected once more. And the internet just isn't liking the Scarlet Mage right now. As we do see for the first time in the game, Tinker is actually going to be the one with the highest net worth, with all of a sudden his farming all coming to fruition, getting his level 2 Dagon, Scythe of Vice, got that Sheepstick, got the Blink Dagger, got the Bottle plus Soul Ring, pretty close to getting all his lovely, basically being 6-slotted, which is where you want to be as a Tinker. Maybe a little bit slower than he wanted to be, but on the other hand, being slow does have its advantages right now, although the Gyrocopter is still only on 8-second Black King bar, which is actually very good for the Gyrocopter. He is only 5, 9, 11 though, even though he's the highest farmer on his team, with 16k net worth. In fact, beating the Razor for the first time in a while. The Razor isn't the highest farmer, but at the same time, we are starting to get to the point of the game in which the Razor, he's no longer needs to carry. As we're 42 minutes in the game, at this point, it's the Razor's job to sit back, basically just be an annoying, tanking, damage-draining monster, and let the Tinker to start taking that role as core carry, so to say. Now, either way, we are going to be seeing a little bit of defense coming out from this Duza Gaming squad, and we did miss something with the Zeus actually picking up a refresher himself. So we do actually have the pure, complete teamfight magic damage combo coming out from the entire of the Duza squad.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
As we are going to see the Aghanim the ultimate going to get popped, and the nice gank there coming out from Smiley. Smiley going to nuke him down. The Ravage coming in as well, but the counter Ravage. Rubik steals it. He's got an Aegis. And that's a very nice ultimate there coming out for the Rubik. And that's going to be a 5-0 right there. The Rubik just went absolutely huge. MVP of that engagement.
Radiant's top
Getting
tower
that Ravage,
is under attack.
just turning that team fight around in its head. And this is going to be a tier 3, as in
Radiant
this.
structures
We've had a quick
are
look at the
fortified.
buyback stats. In fact, only Tide Hunter has enough for Ravage and enough for buyback, and
Radiant's top
he
tower
kind of
has
used his double
fallen.
Ravage already, so there's no point in him coming
Radiant's
back
top
into the game.
barracks
So
are under
this is
attack.
going to be a top Brax, and maybe even more than that. So we do see the Aghanim Scepter,
Radiant's top barracks
yeah,
has fallen.
Aghanim Scepter ultimate is going to be up in a few more moments.
Radiant's middle
Only
tower
6 more
is under
seconds.
attack.
Moving.
Radiant's
Or I
top
Buyback
barracks
is going to come out
has
from
fallen.
the Tide Hunter, but at the same time,
Radiant's middle tower
they
has
just don't
fallen.
care. We see Chris is going to go pop his ultimate. There's no fortification. a minimum of 16 seconds. They might go initiate right now. The swap coming in onto the Titans. Maiden gonna go down. That's a dieback right there. It's actually a pretty huge. You see Carissa just doing the damage to the tower, and this may be GG right now as Goomba looking to take the first game of this best of 3 series. The racks are going down. This may be 3 racks. With a Ravage without his ultimate for another 70 seconds. They need a miracle to stay in this game right now. As they need to initiate right now. They can't let themselves lose racks, but at the same time, what can they do against this team who's so cooldown independent? See Smiley trying to initiate forward for the 3-man stomp. They get destroyed.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Limbo's kind of still up, but the GGs are getting cold. Kind of stuck in this GG limbo, and the ultimate even coming out from this Rubik, and this Rubik just doing so much work this game. As it's always nice to highlight awesome plays that support plays do. Just stealing ultimates left, right, and center, and really just being a core Rubik support role. Obviously, the Razor also doing a very good job, and the Dinker did get there in the end, as we kind of saw that Goomba Gaming, they had one good team fight, and that was basically it. Up until that point, it was almost entirely equal. If I quick look at the gold stats, we just see that, well, kind of saw before it flipped out. A little bit shame that doesn't work, actually. We kind of saw it stuck around about 3k net worth throughout the entire game. That all of a sudden, Tidehunter gives up his Ravage to the Rubik. Rubik steals it, gets the counter, everyone dies, no one's got a buyback, and they just lose the game. Either way, though, this has been Benchy here, casting on Rasmus TV. You can follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch TV, and Facebook. But do not go anywhere, as we've got this is a best of 3. We've got another game coming right up, so do stay tuned.